morning. Welcome back to Local Ladle. I'm Lylah Sparks, your Economic Development Representative for East Central, and today my special guest is our Oklahoma's very own Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me. This is
I'm
great.
glad you come to cook with us.
I am excited to cook with you.
And in honor of the fishing trail of Oklahoma, we are making fried crappie fillets today.
I love fried crappie. We got a place out of Grand Lake, and we're always frying up fried crappie, so this is awesome.
Well, good. Well, everybody breads their fish differently.
Okay.
But today, I've just got a little bit of cornmeal, flour, some salt and pepper, and I like to add my special Cajun seasoning.
All right.
So if you'll throw those in that bowl.
Both of these.
Yep. And just kind of mix them up real good. And we'll start breading that fish.
Excellent.
Well, aside from the fishing trail.
Yes.
And the rebranding of Oklahoma.
Yep.
And highlighting the celebration of Route 66.
Yep. Which is in 2 years. 2 years. Yep.
But everybody's pumped about it.
Yep.
How do these fit into the responsibilities as Lieutenant Governor?
I would tell you, the Lieutenant Governor in Oklahoma, it's a sales and marketing job. The sales and marketing director for the state is the Lieutenant Governor. I was like I said, if I wasn't promoting the state of Oklahoma, there's not a whole lot of other statewide elected officials that are going around the state talking about how great Oklahoma is, or promoting the fact that yes, we have 200 man-made lakes, so it's more man-made lakes than any other state in the country. So maybe we should have a fishing trail to talk about the world-class fishing that we have. So we didn't have that before I got into office, and it's.
Well, I always tell everybody that you're the Oklahoma cheerleader.
Well, it's true. It's true. We're the welcome mat for the state of Oklahoma, and it's true. So that's a big part of the job. I take it very seriously because there's just not a lot of other people inside of the executive branch whose job it is to promote the state.
That can even go and do that.
They can even go and do that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't push the yay and nay buttons down on the floor of the State House or the State Senate. We break tie-breaking votes if there is a tie-breaking vote in the Senate. So I spend most of my time going around the state, what's working and what's not working in communities. From a workforce perspective, from a commerce perspective, are businesses happy in the state? If they're not, I want to know about it. So if there is a bill that we can pass down in 23rd and Lincoln to help those small business owners better thrive. And our tourism industry goes hand in glove with that industry.
Oh, well, I just saw where you helped open up the new Choctaw in Hochatown.
Yes, new Choctaw Landing down in Hochatown. Yeah, another area of our state that is just thriving. I mean, it is thriving. And it's a community that's invested in themselves. I think that's a really key point for folks watching this. Communities that are investing in themselves are growing. Every community has something that they should be promoting.
I hear you say that all the time.
All the time.
And sometimes we have an economic development group here with East Central.
I should be doing some of these
and so we have meetings and workshops and training and stuff like that. And you'd be surprised that some of them that really don't know what lies in their own backyard.
Yeah, that's right. That has been amazing to me to see over the last 5 years crisscrossing the state. Most people don't know what's 30 minutes outside the front door. And I'll go to Silver Dollar City. I like Silver Dollar City, but I'd rather spend my money in the state because sales tax revenue, we live or die on sales tax. Every city manager, every mayor across the state wants sales tax because that helps pay for police and fire departments and everything else that a city has to pay for. So that's one of the many reasons that this tourism industry is so important. And Hochatown's a perfect example of it.
Well, I just want you to know that I'm so happy that you have a second term in Oklahoma.
8 years. I can do it. I can do the job 8 years. And we are not wasting anybody's time in the position. That is for sure.
Well, I'll just say that in my lifetime, I haven't seen an Oklahoma Lieutenant Governor do all that you've managed to do in your term.
No, it's very kind. Yeah. We knew why we were running for the position. We ran on a platform of tourism and economic development, and really spending time. We have 77 counties in Oklahoma. That's a lot of counties. That's a lot of miles, but it's the best part of the job. to go to these communities. I live in the Tulsa area. We spend a lot of time in Tulsa and Oklahoma City, but I spend most of my time in the 75 other communities and helping them realize what their strengths are and playing to those strengths. And it's paid off. It's made a big difference in communities around the state.
Well, this looks good. Let's slide over here. I've had this cooking
Frying
oil
time.
going, and we'll just start
Okay,
putting the fish in here, and we'll let them.
let's do it.
Well, how do you think that your efforts have helped Oklahoma?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. Again, as I said, I knew why I was running, and what I'm proud of is that what I told voters I was running on, I stuck to that pledge and helped implement some of these programs that have created a whole lot of revenue for the state of Oklahoma. I mean, the fishing trail, for example, is over a $30 million economic impact to date. So that's people coming to Oklahoma, spending money in Oklahoma. The rebranding effort for the state got all state agencies uniformly branded, saves over $1 million a year.
And it looks good.
It does. It looks good. We certainly needed some uniformity inside of state government. I mean, hey, we're one Oklahoma in that scenario. I would say the shop local campaigns that the Made in Oklahoma promotion that we've done, we were way behind on those efforts as well. I think a lot of this is states brag about what they do well. Oklahoma wasn't. And I know we have problems that we have to fix at the state capitol, but we should be bragging about what we do well to create a bunch of revenue that stays in Oklahoma, that helps all of our communities, while at the same time fixing roads and bridges, healthcare, education system that certainly we need to do inside the state.
I've heard you say before, when you were speaking about rebranding of Oklahoma, that Oklahoma is better than just okay.
It is better than just okay. That is exactly right. I guess one of the things I'd also say is, I talk about our license plate a lot.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a Twitter bird on our license plate, and we're working on getting a new license plate right now too. So breaking news, we're working on a new license plate. But I think all of those things matter for us to not just say that we're okay. We are a great state, a really, really great state in a lot of areas.
I love it how you remind everybody of the ecosystems that we have in Oklahoma and the lifestyle that somebody in Eastern Oklahoma might not know that's available in Western Oklahoma. 12 different ecosystems inside the state. That's more ecosystems than a lot of stuff. I mean, we talked about Broken Bow. To go from Guyman out in far western Panhandle to Broken Bow, you're crossing 4 or 5 different ecosystems in those 6 or 7 hours it takes to get between two cities. So, and that diversity is also what younger generations are looking for. For individuals who are looking to relocate to Oklahoma, because that's another big part of my job, is promoting Oklahoma from a commerce perspective as well, and getting younger generations, getting that talent, people that are in the workforce, to move to Oklahoma, because we need a larger workforce for our companies in Oklahoma to pull from. Well, and it's working, because they're coming.
They're coming.
And I like it that you post on Instagram people's stories about where they came from Seattle.
Yeah.
And I know there's some people that came from Colorado.
Sure.
That during the pandemic, the parks were shut down and y'all kept parks open. And they came from Colorado and stayed 2 weeks and toured. And
now they live here. That's right. We sell really well. When they come to Oklahoma, they're pretty impressed because, and honestly, a lot of times they're not expecting a whole lot because they have these negative perceptions of the state of Oklahoma. Well, we absolutely sell really well when people get here. And then they have those conversations about, hey, well, I'm tired of Colorado, I'm tired of Kansas City, I'm definitely tired of Los Angeles. Let's move to Oklahoma because it's a pro-business state, it's open, anybody can thrive here. The land of second and third chances is what I tell people a lot as well.
And we're really nice.
And we're really nice. We are very nice.
Well, what do you think the future holds for Oklahoma?
Right now, I don't know if there's a better environment that we've had historically in Oklahoma than right now. We're number 9 in the country in net migration growth. So people leaving the state versus people moving to the state of Oklahoma. More Texans move to Oklahoma than Oklahomans that moved to Texas last year. I don't
Yay!
know the last time a politician could say that. So we're on to something as a state. The momentum right now is very strong. And that's because there's a migration to the middle of the country that is happening. There are literally millions of people moving to the middle of the country. Now, they're not all moving here. We don't want them all here.
Yeah.
We're not full, but we can grow some more. But you got to think about it in comparison. Dallas is twice as large as the entire state of Oklahoma. There's over 8 million people in Dallas.
Wow.
We have 4 million. And so what the future holds is I believe a state that's going to increase in size a little bit and hopefully get our 6th congressional seat back when we count everybody again inside the state in about 8 years. Because in about 8 years, we'll do the census again and every state will count. And because I believe Oklahoma will grow pretty impressively over the next 8 years, I think we'll get that 6th congressional seat back.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that one of the biggest wins that I think you're going to see is an increase, and that's around aerospace and aviation. That may be the one other thing that I would mention. What's in store for Oklahoma, the storylines that are going to be written about our aerospace and aviation industry. It's really what we're planting our flag on outside of oil and gas industry, which is thriving right now as well. Is aerospace and aviation. All of these jobs, defense industry, the Boeings, the Lockheed Martins, and startup companies with drone technology, some of it a little over my head, but things that I'm learning quite a bit about, because it's the number 2 industry in our state is our aerospace industry. Very well could be the number 1 industry in our state within 10 years.
Well, my son, he's going to be a freshman in high school next year. And so his school counselor, when they were enrolling for next year, she said he's probably going to get in there where a foreign language is not required. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's okay. You should do something about aerospace. You should be teaching something about,
and it's exactly right. Those are high-paying jobs. Those are mechanical engineering, electrical engineering jobs. I mean, there's so many very well-paying jobs in aerospace and aviation. Mm-hmm. And on the aviation piece, just from a basic level, we need pilots. We're in desperate need of pilots in this country today. And for Oklahoma to be training the pilots of the future, I think is a really cool story too.
Well, I want to know that, are you training somebody somewhere to be as passionate as you are? What's going to happen after you're not in office?
Well, I hope what I'm showing that those that will be running for lieutenant governor, I'm going to hand the baton off to somebody that wants to carry on some of this messaging. Yes, we need it because, again, as I said, if the lieutenant governor isn't doing these jobs and filling these roles, then it's leaving a big void in our state. So I hope that whoever runs for lieutenant governor wants to kind of take that baton. And I've talked to a few people that may be looking at running that I think will. And I hope they do a better job, because that means that means we're continuing to push Oklahoma in the right
set
direction.
the standard.
We set the standard.
Way up here.
And I hope they beat it.
Good.
Well, this looks good.
And I do have a question. How do you help keep the businesses here?
Well,
I know that y'all went after some big fish.
We have.
Even though we didn't get it,
right.
Still how far Oklahoma got was amazing.
We're in rooms today with just one other state, or another country for that matter. And we've never really been in those rooms before, historically, 10, 15 years ago. But again, Oklahoma's a hot state right now. And that's really a key point too for those watching and listening. We spend most of our time on existing businesses in the state. We want to keep the businesses that are here. Right. They're Oklahomans by choice. We want to keep them happy first. And so that is, truthfully, it's important. It's a pro-business environment. It's regulations. We don't want there to be them burdened by rules and regulations that they shouldn't have to be burdened by. There's a lot of other states that have a whole lot more, they're hamstrung in a much heavier way in other states than Oklahoma. We hear that all the time. Hey, it's easy to do business in Oklahoma. It was easy to get a license on this, and this.
It was quick.
It was quick. that's a big deal for any business. But the other way that we can keep businesses happy is a workforce. I mean, listen, if they don't have if they don't have people that they can hire, then they're going to get cranky. and so we're always working with our colleges, our career tech. I mean, listen, career tech, one of the best things we got in the state of Oklahoma is our amazing career tech centers across the state of Oklahoma. So we're always working with them to make sure that they are training kids to meet the demands of the small business owners inside the state of Oklahoma. At the end of the day, that's what's going to keep these employees happy. They're in Oklahoma. That's because they want to be in Oklahoma, and they want to be happy. To keep them happy, they got to have workers.
Well, you ready to eat?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, looks like the fish is done.
Looks amazing.
And I had my mom make you some brown beans, and I made some hush puppies this morning.
Right.
They do have jalapenos in them.
I'm good
I
with
don't know. Okay.
I'm good with that.
Anyway, you can go ahead and serve yourself,
Thank you.
and we'll try all this out. And here is some tea.
Thank you so
You can
much.
try.
This is great.
The beans might be a little warm, so be careful when you. Well, Matt, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate everything that you've done for Oklahoma.
Thank you.
I have a 14-year-old son, and I am so appreciative because I want him to stay in Oklahoma. I don't want him to move to Texas.
Stay in Oklahoma.
Somebody.
It's my wife and I are raising 4 kids at our house as well, and that's what we want for them. I mean, then they'll grow up in a state they can be proud of. That's what we want. And if they want to stay here and raise their own families here. So I appreciate you saying that.
Well, take a bite there.
Let me take a bite.
See
Let me
what
taste
you
it.
think about Joe's fish.
Very good.
Fresh.
Absolutely. I'll do one of these. Hush puppies.
Mm.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Good.
great.
Do you have any comments for anybody that's going on vacation?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, it's the summer. And we always tell folks, listen, we don't have a beach, so maybe the one thing we don't have.
Yeah.
So some folks go to Colorado, or get away from the heat. Some may go down to Florida. But do one more staycation in Oklahoma. Find somewhere around the state that you haven't been. And there's a one-stop shop website, travelok.com. Travelok.com. You can plan a trip anywhere around the state, north, south, east, west. We have a free app as well that you can download, a state park app and a Travelok app. And so I always encourage people to go there. You will discover somewhere that you haven't been, that your kids will love, that you and your spouse will love. So travelok.com. Do something over the summer.
And to all of our viewers out there, we hope that you come to our annual meeting on Thursday, July 25th. We will have a drive-through option and an in-person that evening. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you all so much.